Greetings, Sir and Sirettes, and welcome back to Nimbatus with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to an episode where we're going to make a prototype spinner sumo drone. Now, I have seen drones like this in the past when I've been doing the tournament mode, and honestly, they are really powerful. They run off a very simple concept. They just try to stay in the middle of the sumo arena at all costs, and they use their spinning momentum to throw off drones who try to push them. Now, the complexity comes in the fact it needs to do several roles all at once. It needs to be able to repel against the sumo borders, it needs to be able to move into the sumo center, and it needs to be able to spin whilst doing those other two things, which is a little bit weird and definitely not something I've really built before, so this might work. It might not, and honestly, if it does work, there's a good chance we can make a controllable spinner in the regular planets. So that's something we can test out later. So with my very sick mind, let's see if we can get this to work, because at the moment, I have a really horrible head cold that seems to be getting worse every day, and the medication is making me sleepy, and then hyper, and then sleepy. So this can only end well. So, with the sumo arena, I believe the gravity is the center, correct? Of the sumo arena. Yes, it is. Perfect. So we do need that. So my basic idea is that we're going to have thrusters all around the craft causing us to spin, which will be just set up to a button, but then when this thing here is not activating right or left, so it's facing directly there, it will also activate some forward thrusters. Perhaps they can be part of the repelling section. In fact, we might not even need to repel against the sumo borders if we can just have enough force trying to send us into the center. You see, now I'm not sure how to go about this, so let's just see how we end up. What about something like this? Rather than using sensors to push away from the outside, what if we just always have thrusters trying to get us into the very center? So we have these four, and then on those four we add, if I can find the thing, this one here, there we are, the NOR gate, and we're going to add 4 of those as well, and hopefully it should become very apparent very soon what's going on here. So hopefully this makes sense. What we have are 4 of these directional sensors, each of which are set to 60 tolerance. I noticed that at higher tolerances it got a little bit weird, and they have 2 outputs, 1 and 2. If 1 and 2 are not active, activate 3, and then we have different outputs for each of them, basically meaning if one of these sensors is pointing towards the center of the sumo arena, activate the thrusters around it. This means that even if this is spinning, it should still always try to get back to the center of the sumo arena. I think that'll work out just fine. But now, we add the ability to spin, which is the whole point, because the idea is, although we don't have as much thrust as a pusher, we should hopefully be able to simply move enemies off of us. We should be able to redirect them. Though I do feel like this is going to be really vulnerable to magnets, or anything which doesn't immediately hit us, or hits us in one hard attack, like using, where are you? Over here, the jump thrusters. Perfect, look at that. That worked way better than I expected. And also, the funny thing is, if we convert these to cursor, we essentially have a cursor-driven spinning craft, which I've never managed to do before. And I've just done it kind of by accident. I don't know if I'm happy or not right now. For the sake of testing, what we're going to do is quickly send this into the arena. This is nowhere near done, but I want to see how effective some kind of spinner is against a sumo enemy. So this one is actually aggressive. It doesn't go after the core, it will go towards the enemy and hopefully knock it out of the arena. The problem is, it doesn't know when to stop and will likely go out of the arena itself, so it's going to lose. I just want to see how effective the spinning action is, especially since I haven't reinforced anything, so this is quite vulnerable. It's quite... well, it isn't even at prototype stage, honestly. Well, I think it's about time we just send this for a test. I don't think this is going to do very well. I just want to see certain things and how they function versus several types of drones. So, let's just give it a go. Now, one thing I have done is I've added these blocks to the outside. These do help to keep some of the things safe, although they themselves are not very structurally sound. They sort of flail outwards, which I think might be a good thing. Again, I just want to find out. The major problem this is really getting is just this. So much fuel Yet we still run out of fuel once we reach the core of the Sumo arena. The reason is all of these lovely sensors will turn on, no matter how focused they are, no matter how low the tolerance, because the drone itself will be at the very, very core of the arena. So, let's just see how it goes. I might have to replace them with other sensors, or change how that works, is what I'm saying. Well, onwards to the next one, I guess. Not really getting drones to test us out very much, are we? And so the center was hogged. Next up we have... Hello. Boing. And that is why spinners are powerful. Unless you kind of capture the whole thing or use magnets, there's a good chance it's just going to bounce you off, and all that speed is just lost. Boing. Oh, that's cool. Once again, just going to keep bouncing off. Yeah, we are not structurally sound. We are such a bad spinner, but at least I'm showcasing why spinners are good. I like this guy, though. It seems almost aware, but maybe a bit tired. It's a bit like me. This drone is my spirit animal. And now we're out of fuel and spinning slowly. Yeah, we need to change something. What I'm thinking is we just use sensors to get us into the center, and that's it. As in the regular sensors, not the larger versions. I don't... Just about, and that was purely because the spin did we survive. Yeah, we desperately need to spin faster. Oi, we almost lost just to a ramming vehicle. I don't... Okay, so you're a dodger. That would have worked if I was a ramming vehicle. Once again, the spinning is proving useful, but it needs to spin faster. It needs to spin faster and be more structurally sound. So I think... Yeah, I think we have too many things going, just going on, and it's massively hindering us, and the things we do have are not fully functioning. That just looks weird. 2 left. Can we at least beat the lowest level of tournament with this? Be nice if we could. Oh dear. Again. Hi. Ow. Well, there goes a lot of me. This is just weird now. That would have won if it moved out correctly, but it kind of got caught. Now, it's probably still going to win, because we are on the outside here. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. No, we've managed to get back into the core. Now, eventually, we should win. Man, that could have lost so easily to that design. Fair bit of luck there, and nothing else really. Overall, not happy with this design. Oh look, it's a spinner as well! You see, this is what I'm thinking of. Something more like this. Just a larger version of this. This must also use the sensors to move inwards. So we lose our ability to actively move towards the core, and it will become a bit weaker as the circle goes smaller, because eventually all of these are going to be activating at once. But still, this doesn't happen. For a start, oh god, so many design flaws with this. Yeah, we're just too heavy for it. But near the end there, as you could see, all of these sensors were activating and it wasn't moving towards the core, which is a problem. Begin the tournament! I'm hoping with so many regular blocks like this, we should be able to do some damage to other drones which hit us. Well, goodbye. Once again, our spinning is nowhere near fast enough, and that is what I'm hoping I'll fix in the next design. I think I've figured out something which is going to make everything so much more simple, yet more powerful. So I made this, it did quite well, it got to the end of the tournament, in fact it even won a tournament, but I don't like it very much, so I'm skipping pretty much all of this design. It's a lot more structurally sound and actually does damage to things as they hit these blocks, which have far more HP than all the technical stuff. But I think I'm missing the point. I think the spin should be so much more focused here. And I think I know a way, if I'm correct with this, that we can perhaps have pure spinners, as in pure thrusters only used for spin, and still have enough control to go into the center. Though I think that will be massively countered by magnets. I think this whole design will be countered by magnets anyway. So, starting again, let's see if this idea works. It probably won't. I don't know if this will work. Essentially, I'm trying to abuse the fact that if the directional sensor is flipped, it has zero tolerance the other side. Now, it does sort of work, but not quite in the way I thought. Plus, this does mean that only half of the thrusters will be active at any given time, but at the same time, all of the thrusters are dedicated to this one role, so it's always going to have 50% of them on, which is still better than that previous drone I just built. This might work. On a grand scale, this might work, especially if I fortify the outside. I don't know. I don't know. So what about like this? Let's see. Well, certainly gets to the core, and that's going to have the potential to be incredibly quick. Maybe we should make it sort of thin like this, and then armored up around the side, essentially turning it into a spinning bat. That would be interesting. That's what I'm going to test out. Oh, I just thought if I want to extend sideways, I actually need these thrusters to still be the same direction. So all of this row will be up, all of this row will be down, otherwise that won't quite work. Wait. No, it could work if that one and that one are attached, that one, but it'd still be easier though just to go with how we're currently going. Well, that actually worked. So, I've essentially fused the two ideas. Our directional sensor is now hooked up to an NOR gate, which then feeds into these thrusters. So, if it's perfectly facing the core, as if we're already in the core, activate everything. Everything activates, all of the thrusters contribute to the spin. Problem is, of course, that drains fuel very quickly, but the spin is incredibly fast, and even the slowed down spin is fine, because unlike the other design, it's not rationing the fuel between movement towards the core and the spin. They're both the same thing. So it's fine that that's occurring. I think. Yes. Maybe. Well, that's another guaranteed victory. This is the 4th match in this tournament. I'll probably skip the rest because this is pretty much summed it all up so far. Just drones which are hard countered by this type of design. I'm honestly considering just removing the armor and adding more thrusters. Increasing the speed. Simple as that. What is with you? I don't quite understand. That's not surprising though, it is me, but still. I'm guessing if you detect me in front of you, perhaps you charge? A lot of stuff just broke though, because, well, regular blocks moving at high speed versus thrusters, the thrusters are going to break. Okay. Well, this was a drone similar to the old Dodge and Swarm, and yeah, it worked really well. The Swarm drones hit us, then just bounced away painlessly. I think I kind of broke a lot of them as well. They kind of flew off in different directions and started doing different things. I think this is better than the last drone, I will say that much. Because right now, it's at full speed. If it had more fuel, it would be completely at full speed. And it's still going at a pretty deadly pace. Yeah, this is definitely better than the first design. We're getting there, slowly. Come on, just get a little bit closer. There we go, goodbye. That's exactly the type of drone this was built to fight against. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. The more I use it, the more I'm happy with it. I still think a lot of designs are going to kill it. I think other spinners, which have been done better, will win because there's still a lot of flaws in this design. And also, magnet drones, once again, that's going to destroy this thing. Searching for the final opponent! Oh my lord! It's not the Omega version of the old Swarm and Dodge. Oh, I just broke a lot of the core. I love that drone. Happy we won though. Okay, let's make a few changes then. Here's the thing, as much as I did want to remove these, maybe add more fuel, more thrusters, these being quite loose and sort of getting broke apart as we spin have been really good. Also, fireworks in the background getting louder, slowly driving us mad. And by us, I actually mean me and my toads. The toads don't like loud noises, they're going a bit mad in the corner. Sadly, right now, I am completely out of time and feeling fairly rough, so we are going to send this into one more tournament, see how it does, and then probably proclaim this as a success, even if it does end up losing, because this will definitely beat our old Sumo drone, and it is definitely doing the job well. So there we are, the old Swarm and Dodge, and now we just have the unnamed spinner, so let's see how this does. I've just increased the speed a fair bit more to see if that is better than the extra armor on the outside. Most likely not. If I had more time, what I would try and do is make this a bit more stable. Boing. And then see if we could make it so it actually stays in the center quite well. Never mind, I was going to say about that, but even when being attacked by magnets, it was able to spin its way to victory. Definitely good against regular rammers and those which dodge around the outside. What I think it's going to be weak against is more heavily armored spinners and anything which uses magnets to try and cause damage. I've seen a couple of those, and that's actually what we're going to be building in the next video. The idea is to get nice and close to the enemy with magnets which are all on attract, and then as soon as they're within a certain range of the enemy, swapping them all to repel instantly and just destroying the enemy. Just like I destroyed my speech just then. Probably skipping quite a lot from these because, well, it takes a while. There we go. So that one was similar to the Dodge and Swarm. It sent out an attacker which got blocked and then just went around in circles. Yep, one more Dodge drone. Dodge drones just can't win against this type of drone. They are definitely some of the best small drones, though. Oh, goodbye. That is such a cute little dodge section. And once again, now we wait. We are the center of the ring. Whoa, what is that? I don't understand. I wonder how good the springs actually are, since of course they do try and force back once they push against something. I feel oddly nervous about this, and honestly the drone looks oddly nervous as well. This slowly goes mad because of lack of fuel. Waiting. Anytime now. Any second. The suspense. It sort of pulled us. That was weird. It got like in between the blocks. Huh. Maybe springs would have a place in Sumo. Not really seen a spring bot before. Who's braking? It's hard to tell. I think it's us. I think. Not breaking enough, though. It's not slowing us down, really, and they clearly can't move us. This would be a lot more damaging if we were both spinning in opposite directions. Yep, I got to the center first. And yeah, that drone isn't very fast actually moving, so it can't really ram us. I think it was us braking a lot. I think it's both of us, honestly. Yeah, but the looks of things, both of us took quite a bit of damage there over time. Huzzah! We built a spinner and beat a spinner. Last one. Boing. And then guaranteed victory. In a while. It's like my spinner starts to get impatient after a while and starts becoming more and more unstable. There we go. Okay, so certainly not the best spinner in the world, but I think it shows that spinners are a very powerful drone type when it comes to Sumo. They are able to deflect a lot of things hitting them while still doing a lot of damage back. They're fast enough if you do them like this to get to the center very quickly and just hog it and just not be movable. I still think that a good magnet bot would defeat this, but I haven't seen one today. I will definitely be building my own in the next video, and that means we'll be building a mediocre magnet bot, but still. For a moment there, I thought I'd built quite a lot of this asymmetrically, but it is indeed symmetrical down a diagonal line, just not down a vertical line, because over here and over here is the same cut, because I wanted this connected to the core itself, which is a lot more stable. However, there were several of these thrusters which were a little bit too low, and this was because I moved some of the fuel tanks at one point and forgot that the fuel tanks were indeed attached to the thrusters for a brief time, and well, that messed up quite a few things. Other than that, I believe this is symmetrical. I'll take a closer look in just a moment. And with that, I'm afraid I'm all out of time and the willpower to continue with the video. I've had a lot of fun today. I'm not really happy with the end result because it is so simple, but it certainly got the job done. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Nimbatus is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next video, most likely a magnet sumo. I really want to make a new sumo vehicle I'm really happy with. Right now, I'd say I'll give this one a 5 out of 10 for how happy I am. It functions, but I'm just not overly keen on it. And then close to a 10 out of 10 for the old swarm and dodge. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.